Good morning. Good morning. I'd like to welcome you to our monthly Ask the Director meeting. And today we have a lot of great topics to discuss. But first, I'm going to invite Ross to come up and start us in prayer. As you might know, Barnabas is on active duty and will be back in a couple of weeks. And so I've asked Ross, well, actually, Buddy picked Ross out in the crowd and asked if Ross would start us in prayer.
Well, thank you. It's obviously because I look so similar to Barnabas, so I will do my best impression of him now. Please bow your heads and pray in your faith as I pray in mine. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day, this opportunity for us to get together. Thank you for the grace and many blessings you've given us. We are so appreciative of that. We ask that you please keep our hearts and our minds open to hear you and to hear each other so that we can all respect you and give you the glory. In the name of the Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Joseph, I pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right, so we're going to start off by talking about a smell study that we're inviting you to participate in. And with me today is Bill Tamulonis, and I'm going to share my screen. He's actually on Teams. I'm going to try to move him over to that screen. I'm not sure if I'm going to be successful. So hold on one second. Let me see what I need to do here. Well, Bill, I'm not able to get you on the big screen. And actually, your voice is not carrying over, too. I'm not sure why. Oh, I go that way. Okay, I was going the other way.
And now for sound, if it's not working, the only thing I can think is we just have to check with the connection.
I think there's a share sound.
No, that's if we want to share our screen. I'm going to pull you back over to me so I can see what I'm doing. And actually, no, I'll just go into sound here. No, that's our input. We want output.
Okay.
But it's already saying Crestron.
Okay,
So
we might.
it should be working. I think it's probably. Should be going.
Bill, can you talk and see if it... Okay.
Good morning.
Okay. I'm going to unplug you for a second.
Okay. Sorry about this. Great plans, right? I'll just... Bill, do you want to talk for a minute and see if...
Okay. Good morning.
Can you hear him? No, okay. All right, well, why don't I take the lead and I will just talk and you can't hear me either. Now you can, okay. So, Bill, if it's okay, I'll disconnect from you and fill you in later since our sound is not quality. But thank you for participating.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
take care. Okay, bye. Okay. Is it coming over to you? Yes. How do I make? Okay, there we go. Okay, so we will start over. Sorry for the delay. So we wanted to introduce a smell study to you and ask you if you would be willing to participate in the study. The Arts Center for Applied Research is part of the ACTS research branch, if you will, and Bill Tamulonis was going to be presenting today with me. But the Arts ACTS Center of Applied Research works with universities, healthcare organizations, and governmental agencies on different research studies, and this is one of them. And I'd like to share a short video with you about the study. And the sound probably won't come through.
Hey guys, I'm Willie Geist. As a journalist, my job is to keep you informed of the latest news and to tell you about stories that may impact your life. So I wanted to talk today about something really important. That is how to keep your brain healthy.
I'm showing the
age.
video.
This is a topic that has touched my family.
We'll nix that too. All right, so basically the study is a study about smell, and as we age, we lose our sense of smell. And there is a belief that individuals who eventually have Parkinson's and other neurological issues will lose their sense of smell. So basically the study is designed to to follow people who have a loss of smell. And so we are asking you, if you are willing, as long as you're not diagnosed with Parkinson's and you're age 60 or older, to participate in the smell study. It's a very easy smell. It's a scratch and sniff test. And what we would do is, if you are interested, you would come to a meeting and we'll have the scratch and sniff directions, and then you'll go home, scratch and sniff, you'll fill out some forms, and then if you have a significant loss of smell, you might go to the next level of the study, which if you go further, I think there is a payment with that. But the idea is to follow people who have a loss of smell after the age of 60 to see whether or not neurologically individuals have Parkinson's later in life. But it's a quick, easy, fun study, and it's being conducted by the Michael J. Fox Parkinson's Foundation. So they believe, the Parkinson's Foundation believes that this can help with earlier diagnosis, treatments, and maybe a cure at some point in the near future. So Ellen has sign-up sheets in the back. If you are interested in participating, please stop on your way out and just put your name in there, and then we will send you a memo or an invitation to a follow-up meeting where we'll actually roll out the study. Are there any questions on that? Yes. Is that a one-shot meeting, or is it a meeting? No, it'll be probably a one-time meeting, and then we'll follow up with you with the actual form that you'll scratch, smell, and then you'll try to identify what that smell is. Okay. And Elliot, we have another question in the back. They do believe there is a connection also with Alzheimer's and other neurological conditions, but their study is primarily just for Parkinson's. Mary Lou?
I'm not one of them. I don't know if there's anybody here that's in that position, but would that affect, obviously they couldn't participate in the study?
You know, we did ask that question. Alan, do you remember what their response was to that?
I'm sorry, just to repeat the question for those watching on TV, the question was if there is a permanent loss of smell that's COVID related, does that affect the survey?
So I had asked the same question about COVID because I lost my taste and smell through COVID for quite some time. So they indicated that if you currently have COVID or if it was a certain period that you had that loss of smell, you would wait to participate in the scratch and smell study. And we do have a QR code and more information on the study here, so feel free to take a packet. Everything is done privately in your home, so it's not a group setting. It's all done privately and mailed to your home directly.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions about that? All right, we'll move along. We have a lot of topics to cover today. I want to introduce a few new members of the team. We have Shirley Wom. Shirley, could you stand so everyone sees you? Shirley is our new director of nursing for Willowbrook Court, and she comes with many years of nursing experience. She's served as an LPN, an RN, a DON, an ADON, and most recently, she served as an infection preventionist for another company within the local area. So we are so glad you're here, Shirley, and we look forward to getting to know you. Thank you. Okay, and then for a promotion, we have Susan Laddie. Susan, could you stand, please? And Susan is our ADON in Willowbrook Court, and she has been promoted to the Director of Assisted Living. And so Susan will be working not only with residents in Oak Ridge Terrace, but also with independent living residents. So as medical needs come up, Susan will be there to assist you should you need to maybe go to Oak Ridge Terrace, or even if you have some health issues and needs, she will work with the clinic with that. So we're glad that Susan is joining the Oak Ridge Terrace family, but will also be joining your family more directly. Congratulations, Susan. And then we have DeAndre. Where is DeAndre? In the back. So DeAndre is our new maintenance/IT specialist, and he is just getting his feet on the ground, and he's going to be working with Ross and the team as well as Marcus with IT needs. So we're really happy that DeAndre applied for the position, was promoted, has the educational background for the position. So we're thrilled to pieces because it'll just give us all better IT help. And we'll figure out my computer later. So, okay, and then Richard, is he in the room? He probably couldn't break away. So Richard is our new LPN that works in the wellness clinic with Cheryl. So you'll see him around, very nice gentleman. He's also an entertainer on the side. He actually moved from out of state, and he entertains as well. I don't know that he can moonlight, but we've thought about it. We're gonna find out if he can, like as a DJ. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna ask Stephanie to come up. We have some exciting news to share with you. Regarding some changes within ACTS as a whole, but especially here at Edgewater.
Good morning, everyone. So I am so excited about this new endeavor. ACTS as a whole is a corporate community is going fitness forward is our philosophy. When people move in, it is going to be a joint effort with fitness and rehab together as one team to guide you through the rest of your life, always thriving to get stronger. So it's not much changes. We're still going to have classes, and we're going to focus on different types of classes that we can have to help to work with strength, endurance, flexibility. So I think it's just going to be a great endeavor. And we're having our Olympia acts next year. I'm sorry. Is here. So we are going to be in great shape, and we are going to rock it. Okay? Edgewater is going to bring back. I'm sorry. Well, you announced it to my team. I know. So that's really it. I just think it's going to be great. Yes. What's the change? Oh, so the change is that Leah is now part of my team. So we together will be working on all the activities in the building. So she'll be part of the rehab team. Yeah, so she's part of our rehab. So my title is going to be changing to Director of Fitness and Rehab. Yes, so thank you. Oh, and one more plug out. It's very important to come for your annual wellness screens because that's going to be part of this fitness program. Always the second Monday of every month in the auditorium. You see the flyers. So the next one is June 12th from 11 to 1. If you have not had your annual Wellness Thrive screen, please come to the auditorium. Okay? Thank you.
Every ACTS community is doing the same thing. So fitness and rehab are working together. And the idea is to be proactively helping people with their well-being goals. And so this is a shift from a medical to more of a well-being model. So that's why we're changing. So we're looking forward to it. I wanted to share also the ACT Signature Experience Team Player of the Month, which is Laura from Therapy, our speech therapist. Many of you know Laura. She started her career with ACTS in 2019. She not only worked here, but she also worked at St. Andrew's Estate. So I knew her back when, and now she is our ACTS Signature Experience Team Player of the Month. She conducts a cognitive games group, and it's growing in leaps and bounds. Thank you. I need to go to that class, and I might join the group. But the group is really great on helping with cognitive reserve. And she's just, more and more people are coming. It's a lot of fun. In fact, Stephanie is going to be asking Ellen if we can use this room because it's growing so much. So it's a lot of fun, and she just does an amazing job. Her caseload for speech therapy is full. She has a wait list, and we are so appreciative of all her hard work. So when you see her, please congratulate Laura. Okay, so now to some other topics. One that's not so pleasant, and that is private duty aides. We all appreciate all the aides that are here, and they do a great job, and some work through home health agencies, others work privately, but we need them to follow some of the rules. I mean, all of the rules, but especially some rules I'm going to outline. We need private duty aides to come through the front door so that they can register when they come in, so we know who's in the building. I can tell you Cheryl and her team in the clinic, all day long, they're hearing someone pounding on the C doors to be let in, and it's very, it interrupts their flow, and interrupts their day. And so we need all the private duty aides to really park in designated parking spots and come through the front. Now, the designated parking spots do not include the front entrance. where it says guest, when we recognize they are your guests, but you're also paying them. So they're not like a family member, even though you might feel like they are family, which I understand you get very close to people that work for you. But we just need some rules to be followed. Also, there is a badge that the private duty aides should have from the county. So even home health aides who work for a home health agency should be wearing the badge. So if you have a private duty aide, if you could ask them to please put that badge on so we know that they've registered through Palm Beach County. Any questions on that?
Is there a way to get to notify these aides and the helpers, like you said, to slow down when they're driving through the community? Because they're killing the animals, and it's very scary to see them driving.
So my recommendation is if you witness someone speeding, if you can, take a picture of their license plate, probably not because they're speeding, or if you can describe their car and we can try to track them down and have a one-on-one conversation with them.
May I just add, the speed limit here is 15 miles per hour. And I know I've even seen residents that were going way too fast. So please, everyone, be cognizant of that. It is 15 miles per hour for a reason. Drive slowly, and you're probably still going too fast, so drive even slower.
Thank you. All right. Just a reminder, I had mentioned 2 meetings ago that we really prefer that residents not decorate the hallways with their own personal pictures and artwork or even religious items. You can certainly put religious items on your door. That's fine. But in the hallway, you know, we have a lot of faiths that live here, so we're asking that if you have a decoration for your door, that's completely fine, but not in the hallways. Now, C building, I know we're working with a couple residents to add some additional artwork in the hallways, so there will be additional artwork put up in the C building, and then we'll also look at the A building. I know some of the residents in the A building have asked to look at that. Any comments or questions about that topic?
Except for the lamps that have orange shades and holes in them, I would assume that either the lamp itself is going to be replaced or you will be getting new white shades for them.
So are these existing lampshades? Or are these new lamps, Marianne? They're existing. Okay, we'll have to take a look at those.
So we actually have a lot of new lamps that we'll be putting throughout. So between Marianne, Ross, and myself, we'll be going through the landings and updating it with the new lamps and donating the ones that are there. All right?
Okay, and then the old furniture that we took out of A building, we're hoping to have a sale. We're hoping to sell the furniture, and then that money will go into the Axe Legacy Foundation Enrichment Fund. And that fund is we only have about $1,200 in that fund right now. And we just bought a new poker table out of that. So now we have even less. That was $850. So now we have, you know, do the math, we have a little over $400 in that fund. So when we do sales, a lot of times we're going to put that money into the enrichment fund because then we can buy poker tables or we can buy, you know, small items that residents would enjoy. And so we hope to sell that furniture. I'm just getting, there's a process to get that approved through our Axe corporate office. So we're hoping to, you know, to get that sale going, and then the proceeds will go into the foundation. Yes, we have.
Unfortunately, we have to do it through the microphone for those watching on TV.
Regarding the new furniture in A, in other buildings, I know there's some accent pillows and some accessories going along. And of course, we don't see that yet in Abe, but are they planned? Because I just think some bright blue and white or something that matches our paint scheme and stuff would be gorgeous on the gray couches.
Yeah, no, there's no plan, but that's a great idea. I mean, we could, maybe send someone to a local place, and we can purchase some pretty pillows that would accent those sofas. Mary Lou? Oh, okay.
So the comment was that in the C building, all of the pillows and stuff that you see were either made by Mary Lou or donated by C building residents. So maybe the A building would like to look into that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. Buddy?
From a fund, could the bingo group get new bingo cards?
I think that's a great idea.
Wonderful.
Okay, thank you. All right, so just remind me later, okay? All right, COVID. Just wanted to share some information. We are no longer making those COVID calls. You're probably wondering why you haven't had a call. So there was a decision company-wide that those calls are no longer going to be made. The booster is going to be available, and they are recommending a booster for anyone who's immunocompromised or over the age of 65, and it's been over 4 months since the last booster. So we will have those available in the wellness clinic. If you would like one, call the clinic, let them know so we can put a list together of who wants the booster, COVID booster. The kiosks, which are at the front entrance to Willowbrook Court and OPT, they're the little touchscreen kiosk. Those are for visitors to come into those areas, and the COVID questions are no longer being asked, and temperatures are no longer being taken. But we still ask people to log in when you're visiting. And then for ILU, independent living residents, we are no longer going to be contract tracing. So when you were positive with COVID, someone would usually call you and ask you all kinds of questions. Who did you get exposed by? Who did you expose? We will no longer be doing the questionnaire. We are treating and managing COVID as we do with any other infectious respiratory illness. If you have a cold or you feel like you're getting sick, we ask you to stay in, and you can test yourself or we can test you, but we do want to move forward. It is more manageable now. We just know that if you have a bug, you stay home so you don't spread it. Anyone have thoughts on that? Or I know that's quite the switch, but I think it's time that we get back to normal living.
I'm inquiring about Willowbrook Court and the COVID situation there. Is it safe to go back in there if you wear a mask? I mean, I haven't seen my husband in almost 2 weeks because, I've been trying to be conservative and not go back there, but is it safe? I keep calling and they say that, he's been exposed, but he's not carrier, no symptoms.
And are they telling you not to come? Are they advising you one way or another?
Well, no. I mean, I bring his laundry and they give it to me. They meet me at the door. They've been very accommodating that way. But I'd like to be able to see him. They didn't tell me not. This is my choice. I just want to know, is it safe to go in to see?
You run the risk of if you go into an area where someone has COVID, but those who have COVID are in their rooms, so the risk is, lessened. But and walking, and shaking hands and hugging and, conversing with people closely, we all run the risk. You don't know today you feel fine and tomorrow you have COVID. So, it's a risk that you just have to assess. If you're immunocompromised or you have underlying conditions, maybe it's not the best time to go in. But if you're fairly healthy, you wear a mask, and you just go to visit your husband, your risk is probably lessened.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just reminding everyone to lock your cars in the parking lot. We have not had a security breach here, for the record, but occasionally ACTS asks us to remind residents and staff alike to always lock your doors on campus, because people can still walk onto our property. So just a reminder, there has been no security breach for the record. Okay, sales update. So as of today, we are 87.3% occupied. That's 277 apartments. We have 22 apartments that are either selected or committed, meaning that they're sold, leaving us 22 apartments for sale. Last month we had 25, so we're seeing an improvement on the number of apartments available for sale. So if we combine the occupancy with this 22 sales, we have, 299 apartments, or 93% sold or occupied. I know everyone likes to know where we're at with that. Wanted to share that ACTS Home Health is now a Medicare home health agency. So we can actually come into your home and you can avail yourselves of either nursing or therapy services under your Part A benefits. So there's typically no copay there. So if you would need therapy and you qualify for Part A benefits under the Medicare home health guidelines, ACTS Home Health is able to provide that. And the good news is it will be our therapists who are actually serving the residents in the apartment. So, some of you might say, well, I prefer our own therapists. Well, our therapists that work on our property will be the ones going in for ACTS Home Health. Any questions on that? Okay. So now I wanted to share the good news. So we went to Olympiacs, and I wanted to congratulate our team, Edgewater, for a great job. So here's our team members that went. We had 6 residents who cheerfully traveled the globe to compete in the Olympiacs. It was held at Azalea Trace in Pensacola. And the residents were Gary Elsner, who is not in this picture, but you'll see him momentarily. And then we have, from left to right, we have Marin, Bob, then we have Lionel, we have Mila, and we have Ben. So that was our group. And then we had Ellen and Susan B., who also attended, and they helped us along the way. And we had so much laughter, so much fun. I've never laughed harder in my life. We just laughed the whole time and enjoyed everyone's company. So who took home the medals? We had 2 bronze medal winners. On our left is Lionel for spelling bee, and on the right is Gary for billiards. So please congratulate them. And I love this picture. This is as our Olympic athletes came through the door. You see Lionel's big smile. Is Lionel here? He's not. Okay, but you can see how happy we all were. Now, they dropped me off up the road because I live in West Palm Beach. So the bus actually stopped, and I got off the bus early. But everyone else came back together. And then we also had cheerleaders who actually came and supported our entrance back to the campus, and they produced this wonderful sign that you see downstairs. But I have to tell you, the best part is we are going to be hosting the Olympiacs next year. So at the end of the last day, right before the closing ceremonies, George Bryan, our very own George, pulled me aside and said, would you guys host Olympiacs? And of course, you can't say no to your boss and expect to have a job down the road. So I said, of course we will. But we got to thinking that our team is going to have to start working now to really bring home the gold. So Team Edgewater, we have a lot of work ahead of us. Not only are we going to build the greatest Olympiacs team, but we need resident volunteers to help plan the most spectacular event seen this side of the Mississippi. So that's what I'm challenging you with. We joked, but we're kind of serious, that we are going to be adding rock climbing events to our campus. We're going to be building a wall downstairs in the bistro. So look for the crew probably next week. We're going to set up shop and we'll have a rock climbing event there. And I'm going to ask Mary Lou to color the rocks so that if someone has limitations, they can spot the rocks as we climb them. Neon paint, thank you. And then we also decided that we are going to have zip lining. Yes. We are going to add zip lining to our property, and we're going to put it over one of the lakes. And about a week before our Olympiacs, we are going to purchase some alligators. Yeah, we're going to have alligators in the lake. That's going to scare the other teams because, you know, we have a whole year to practice on the zip line, so we're going to be perfect on it. But just in case, we're going to add those alligators so that we don't have competition. Just saying. And did you know it's Susan Bradley's birthday? So I went on your Facebook page, and I got this picture off her Facebook page, and we just want to wish you a happy birthday. And with that, could we sing happy birthday? Anyone have a good voice? Buddy has a good voice. Buddy, would you lead us? Okay.
Everybody ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Elizabeth. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, buddy. Oh, I'm sure you're pleased with me right now. Okay, so I'd like to open up the meeting with any other questions you might have, and then I have a few other topics that I'll share at the end. So with that, if we can. Monday, Memorial Day, thank you. We are going to have a flag raising event at the flag just outside by the gatehouse. And we are going to ask all veterans and residents, anyone is invited to join us to meet at 11:45, is that correct, downstairs? And we'll head out and we'll raise the flag. We have a short ceremony, and then we'll come in and have a great barbecue celebration. So please join us for Memorial Day. Thank you, buddy. Any other? 11:15, but we're going to walk out 11:45. Okay, thank you. And the lobby's looking great with all the decorations. Okay, other topics or questions?
Can everybody hear me? Oh, here it is. This concerns new people moving in, and I'm talking about this from a personal state. If somebody moves from out of state into the state of Florida, especially in here at Edgewater, is there somebody that can help or offer information as to how does one go about, and you don't drive, how does one go about getting a new Florida ID? How do you register to vote? How do you go about finding a new doctors? Is there anybody here that helps a new resident to do that?
Not that I know of. Right. Thank you.
I didn't hear what she said.
Okay, so Marilyn Moskowitz is in charge of the mentor program, and she generally has a lot of information. But specifically on those things, I don't know if she covers that, but we could certainly help
I thought
someone.
maybe Nadia would, as a social worker, would be able to help, or the move-in company that the sales office uses.
I mean, we can help anyone that moves from out of state. We can work with them and give them phone numbers, addresses, and
So
the like.
who should someone call?
I would think it would be our move-in coordinator who could help with that, Carolyn. Yeah, but she's talking about like driver's license. How do I change my voter's registration? Those kinds of things we can help. I think Mary Lou has some thoughts too.
And there's a new residence packet that I got one 8 years ago when I moved in that has a lot of information in it, and they might look in there first before, or asking around.
Okay.
But Marilyn Moskowitz is head of mentoring, and she has a few mentors in each building. So if you contact her, she'll be able to direct the new person to the closest mentor.
Okay, thank you. And Marty also helps a lot with people who move in. So we'll, we don't have a lot of out-of-state moves, but when we do, we'll keep that in our thoughts and try to help people get settled in Florida.
There's a group of us that have been very actively engaged in getting people registered, re-registered if they've moved and have any other change in their voters' registration. So anyway, just so you know, we work in cooperation with the League of Women Voters, which, as you know, is nonpartisan. So announcements will go up as soon as we have something scheduled.
Great, thank you very much.
Hello, as far as the ID goes, you can go to the Motor Vehicle Bureau here in Delray, bring your license that you have, show identification that you live here, and you can prove that you live here. They'll also give you an ID. If you don't drive, you don't need a driver's license. They'll give you an ID card also.
Thank
At
you.
the motor vehicle.
And you can register for an appointment too online. There's a way to do that too, so you're not in a long line. No, you can, I believe you can register for an appointment too online, to go in person, but you can get an appointment.
For many, many years, we had a group that had a familiarization session every month with new residents. Can't we resurrect that group?
So what, was it in the dining room or what was the group? I don't recall that.
Sally Davis was in charge of it.
Okay. Oh,
Sally had her hand up. I'm coming to you.
okay, Sally.
I'll see. Yep.
Yeah.
I now do orientation for OBT. So if you're moving into OBT, you plan on meeting with me, it takes at least an hour. And we go over such things as there's a new Florida law. I have been on the voter registration list since, I guess since I moved to Florida over 20 years ago. And now there's a new state law that you're only registered for 2 years. And I believe this is the year that it all runs out, and you have to re-register to get a mail-away ballot. You're not going to get your ballot like you have just automatically. It doesn't happen anymore.
Okay, and that's to prevent voter fraud, I'm assuming. Elliot.
I have an issue that affected me personally. I have a out-of-state phone number, and when I called 911, I ended up in Detroit. And the issue was, I don't know if there's any way of changing that, but if you do call 911, be sure to ask, where are you located? And have them redirected back to Palm Beach County.
That's really bizarre, but yeah, good suggestion.
Yeah, also with that is for those of us who have enabled wireless calling, if you have wireless calling enabled on your cell phone, you have the option of writing in your home address. So even if you do have an out-of-state phone number, it'll have your home address listed there. And if you need help with that, please come to one of the tech cafes or put in a work order and we will send DeAndre to you.
Great, thank you. Okay, a couple other topics. Hurricane water is being delivered tomorrow, or today. Actually, today's Thursday, is being delivered today. We had a great brunch for Mother's Day. I heard it was well received. We're going to have a similar brunch for Father's Day, although someone told me not to make it as nice as Mother's Day because the mothers will be upset. So I don't know. We'll see. Last week, Stephanie provided a dementia-friendly seminar in service at night, talking about dementia and how we can better serve friends, families, and loved ones living with dementia. And just so you know, every month the employees are in a training session on that same topic, and residents are invited to come. I mean, it's really good information. It's about a half hour long. We have it in the dining room downstairs, and it will be on your calendar. So you're welcome to come. It's actually an employee seminar, but we love for you all to have the knowledge as well. So feel free to attend. And then I received an email about the Edgewater Computer Club, and they had their first meeting this past week, or on May 15th, apparently. And they have a team of volunteers who can assist residents with technical issues. And some of those issues are iPhone, Android phone, the Axe Guest Wi-Fi versus Xfinity, etc. So if you need assistance, call Roz or Harriet, and they can assist you. So that is a new computer club who's also available to help. Norden, yeah, Harriet Norden. Okay, let me look at anything else. Oh, in October, we're having the annual Axe Golf Classic. And if any of you are golfers and would like to participate, that's when you would have to pay for it, but it is a golf classic to raise money for the Axe Foundation, specifically for the Axe Samaritan Fund. So if you're interested, let us know, but that's October 5th, and it will be in North Palm Beach County Country Club, North Palm Beach Country Club. Okay, upcoming events, we have a scam skit on June 1st. So that's where there'll be skits on different scams that are current, and that's always fun to watch because then you know it's funny, but also you learn what the scams are. We have this beautiful wedding coming up. The big wedding at the Edge. Mary Lou, do you want to share any secrets about it? Okay, great. Ross, do you have I'm sorry.
We decided to get a little trendy, so for this thing, we are going to be the Edgewater. So it's the big wedding at the Edge. There are 12 couples representing each building, 4 from each building, who are going to proceed in, but anyone who is married and at the dinner will be acknowledged throughout the night. We're going to have music and a dance floor and a DJ and a hors d'oeuvre hour ahead of time. And it should be a lot of fun. We are celebrating with each other the wonderful longevity of loving partnerships. And everyone is going to be invited. Contrary to some things that went around, there is no sign-up sheet. Everyone is going to be invited. Everyone's going to have a response card, and you're going to be able to make tables. We'll work out how we're going to be doing that. The brides and grooms are going to have their own tables. We're not doing a giant dais at the front of, none of that's happening. And cocktail attire and jackets for men, please.
Okay, great. So it's a mock wedding. We're not doing a ceremony, but it's a mock wedding event, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm sure a lot of laughs along the way.
As you leave and go through the lobby, you're going to see a mob of people decorating the place for Memorial Day. And God bless those volunteers. They're climbing ladders, they're hanging from the ceilings, and the place is going to look patriotic. So when you pass through, say thank you to them. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. All right, and then we have a bake sale on June 21st, and that's to recognize the longest day of the year and to raise money for the Alzheimer's Association. So if you're a good baker, we are looking for people to donate baked goods that we will sell. And then if you're not a good baker and you want to go to a good bakery and donate some good baked goods, you can do that too, because that's what I'm going to do. So, but we're going to have a lot of fun and raise some money for Alzheimer's, and just look forward to that bake sale as well. And our goal is $1,000.
Are you going to get to the questions that were submitted before?
Yes, I have them. Yep. Okay. So FLYCRA is going to be holding a special hors d'oeuvre party on June 25th. That's a Sunday, so that will be downstairs. Just wanted to highlight that. And then we have Father's Day pen making event. I don't know if I have the right date, though. Is it June 16th? June 16th. So we're inviting men to come and make pens, or women. Okay, so please join us for that. And then we're also having anniversary lunches starting in June. So if you moved in June, you should have received an invite for the luncheon. The food is going to be great, and it'll just be a nice time. It's our way of thanking you for moving to Edgewater and to also celebrate the years that you've lived here. So that starts in June. Now, if you don't come the month that your anniversary is, you won't be invited until the following year. So just saying. Otherwise, it's too hard because we'll have people say, prefer 1 month over another, and then it just gets very complicated. So you'll be invited the month that you moved in, and if you can't make it, you just can't make it. Yes. Yeah, it could be that. It's basically we're taking the list out of our what we call point-click care, which is our medical record, and that follows the day that you closed on your apartment. So it could be, maybe you closed in December, but you really moved in January. You'll be invited in December. Now, when we get to December, we may combine December and do it in November because December's crazy with a lot of different events. So we might have to do that at the end of the year. We can do that. We haven't set a specific date for each month, but I'll get with Darren and we'll try to come up with the same day for every month. Okay, so there were some questions that were submitted. One individual commented that they had an emergency response pendant on a weekend, and the way in which we responded was less than adequate. Thank you. So we will research exactly what happened with this. We are going to work really hard with our bedside manners, and our nurses who are responding need to respond in a cheerful way, and they need to come to your apartment if you want a nurse to come to your apartment. If it's an emergency. So that's one big goal that Susan has, and she knows that that's an issue or has been an issue, and that we're going to resolve that. So thank you for that comment. Another submitted question involved the parking spaces and the striping of the spaces. We will likely restripe, but it'll probably be in the latter half of the year before we do that. So we just have to, our capital funds are allocated twice annually, and when we get the second allocation, some of that money will be used for the striping project. And we, of course, need to get bids as well. So we're working on that. In B building, there's only one non-resident handicap space in front of the building for use by guests, and that space is for guests, not for residents. So that is true. There is only one. Okay, only one in each building. Okay. And there's some signage directions for non-resident guests that aren't clearly indicated, and Ross is going to take a look at that, and we're going to try to get that easily rectified. So this question is about dinners are the same every night, every week. They're salty, heavily breaded, qualities below standards. All food comes out cold, never hot, and the chef needs to try new things. And Darren is rolling out some new things, and we hope that in the coming months you'll feel like things have improved. Okay, and then there was a concern about fruit on the menu, and offered only 5 or 6 days per week, and mostly at the evening meal. Canned fruit is a poor substitute for fresh fruit and is loaded with sugar. So I think we've kind of adjusted that. This was submitted a while ago, and Darren and I talked about the canned fruit, and he's working on making sure that whatever is available at night is available during the lunch hour. And I believe those were all the submitted questions that I saw. If there were any others, I'll take them from the floor.
I sort of feel at times I'm in a Kafka novel, but I have been trying to find out if and when, pardon me, a hearing aid specialist will be coming to Edgewater. Some of us don't drive, and it's a little difficult to get places. Thank you.
Okay, sure. So there's 2 hearing aid companies that would like to come here, and Cheryl and I are going to meet tomorrow and discuss those 2 hearing aid companies. because maybe we need two, so you have options. But there are two local hearing aid companies, one that a resident referred us to, and then the other one I know from when I was here before, Royal Palm Hearing. And I know they have a good reputation. So there's two that want to come here. So we just need, Cheryl and I just need to work through that. And we do want to add options for you. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Chris. This is a point of information. When you leave the lobby on the left-hand side, and you look at the gutters, the gutters go, it's an L shape. People are saying we have a rat's nest up there. It's not a rat's nest. It's a Egyptian geese. She has made a resident up there, and she's got a few up there, and she goes and comes back and forth. So it's not a rat's nest. Don't disturb it, please. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
And I hope we keep the tree.
All right, and the Egyptian geese, the other day, they were trying to come into the lobby, and we had to drive them away, chase them away. So does anyone remember is it the Peabody Hotel? Are they still around? And do they still have the ducks that come through? Yeah, so we might start that tradition here. One never knows. All right, so with that, we're going to close with our raffle. And we have a nice tumbler to give away. Okay, and our winner is 043908. Oh, yay.
908? Was it 908?
Oh, great. Congratulations. All right, well, thanks so much, and I hope you enjoy Memorial Day and celebrations, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.